Hello, everybody. Ignore the fact that I just burped really badly. Hi, it's me, your friend and daddy for the day. Daddy Chocobose is going fishing because I have an hour by myself until my good friend Kamiblade gets here. So we're gonna go fishing, and we're going to hang out and just fish the day away. Fish away the blues, you know. Uh, just kick back, have a brew, uh, kick on your favorite slippers and smooth jazz tracks, and let's do some lovely fishing. My favorite place. I basically live here 9 out of 10 times. If I'm not here, I'm chopping down trees. This is life. What are we at? 64 fishing. 4 more fishing until I can get into the fishing guild. Forgot I also have to pay attention. Know where my shrimpy boys are. Ugh. Do I need to do anything? I got the Kurund Kandarin. I could get a lot of this done. But I said I'm doing fishing. And so we're fishing. So how's everyone? How are we doing? Happy Tuesday. Happy October. I can't believe that we're in October already. It's kind of insane. Just a freaking pervert leprechaun hanging out back there. I see you, buddy. You're evil. Also, yes, if you're an old school RuneScape fan, I know for a fact there's better places I could be fishing. But lobsters are just the most consistent. At least to me. And we switch again. I might get a fishing level up, though. That's helpful. We're getting real close. Only like a full inventory more. These are the kinds of things that excite me now. That and getting all my Digimon TCG collection in one folder. I now have all the extra sets in one folder, except EX1. EX1 gets its own folder because it's so cool. I wish they would do that again, where it's based off the original designs from the original card game. I wish they would do that. But I like where they're at. Now I've just got to decide if I want to move all the regular booster sets into binders like that as well. Because right now they're in D-ring binders with like the really shitty... well, not really shitty. I got decent card sleeves and binders. But I found these binders that are now zip up that have enough for like 3 sets each. Maybe 4 sets if you're lucky. So I've been thinking about migrating them all over to that. Hey, Devious. Not a lot. Just fishing. Just fishing and hanging out and fishing. I've got a buddy joining me in like an hour-ish. So I figured I would try and level up if I could. Which, fishing, we're getting close. I think I need like a inventory more. Cooking is a slight bit away. 120 per lobster, though. That's not bad. I could be doing a lot worse. Wanted to get the Ardone cape done. Can't get it done because we have a lock on quests. Basically, I can't do quests without him. Stuck in purgatory? Well, that's no fun. Is it ad purgatory? Oh, agility. Ugh. Yeah, I feel like that's a that's something I'm not looking forward to. All right, so that was buy a candle. I don't think I can make a bowl here, so I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I mean, like, if you look at my skills, you can kind of see where I'm at mentally. 60 in attack and strength. Agility was the only one you trained? Yeah, that sounds similar to me. I've primarily trained fletching. I like it. And of course fletching and wood cutting at the same time. I have very nice wood cutting. Nice. You too. It felt good to train wood cutting and fletching at the same time. Smithing I absolutely hate. I just don't do it unless I have to, or if I want to make dart tips, which are actually pretty good, because then I can turn them into fletching experience as well. But yeah, agility, I'm at like 33. I decided that no thank you, I'm not doing agility. Yeah, I know, and the agility clothes would be good. But like, no. I especially like things I can do passively. That's my big thing, because I don't play a lot. I play, like, I have my iPad that I booted up. I booted up during the workday, so I can just like push one button. So for me, excuse me, fishing, wood cutting, fletching, those are things that and motherlode mining, I guess, too. But I don't really like motherlode. I got my mining up to 66, which is as high as you need it for any quest, except for like 2. So, but those that I can, I can just go to the wood cutting, or the wood cutting guild, and I can just chop down you, and then all I need to do is just, okay, I'm not chopping you, chop you, not chopping you, chop you. Inventory full, deposit it in the bank, and go back. It's very minimal, and I don't have to like constantly loop it. I know agility would be pretty easy to do, but thieving is another one. Thieving is another one that I spent an inordinate amount of time just like pushing a button. Cake stalls and fruit stalls. Couple ham members, I think. This is my last day as Iron Man too. It's heartbreaking. So we're going back for seasonal later on in the year when it's when season 4 starts. We're signing up for season 4 and we're gonna be doing that. But our goal was to do, yay, Karambwan. Okay, that means I think I can do Tai Bawani now, right? Tai Bawani. Hey, I got Tai Bawani now. Oh, you only need level 5 fishing. Well, I thought you had to have higher for the Karambwan. What do you need? Okay, I'll take an emerald. I won't complain. Your knowledge is near 0, so you went straight to simplicity. That is fair. But our goal with Iron Man was, we had played so many times over the years. Hey, Zebulon. We had played so many times over the years individually, just on and off, that we were like, you know what, Iron Man's going to be a good challenge. And our goal was to do every free-to-play quest, because I personally had never completed Dragon Slayer. Never once completed Dragon Slayer until last week. Last week was my first time doing Dragon Slayer. Still almost died. But it was a ton of fun. And now we're able to dissolve this Iron Slurp gang. T-shirt coming soon. But we dissolved the Iron Slurp gang. We'll be going back for season 4. And now I'm able to go to the Grand Exchange and sell off all... I'm either going to sell all the Willow unstrung bows that I have, that I've made, or the Maple unstrungs, that I've just made to train fleshing, because I hate buying... I hate making bowstring because that is not passive, that's intensive. So I'm gonna either sell them all or buy a bunch of bowstring and then sell them all after I've strung them, get the experience, and then just continue the cycle, because the goal is, if I'm remembering correctly, the goal is 65. Yes, the goal is 65, because then I can do short bows. And I am in desperate need of a short bow, because my range is... I think I'm able to use up to a magic short bow. Yeah, I'm able to use, like, almost a level 65 bows, and I'm still using maple, because there's nowhere that sells. I mean, you all probably know this better than I do. You're all RuneScape knowledge people, but nowhere sells a good bow, except Profindus, and I don't think I can get into Profindus until I complete Song of the Elves, which requires me to have a bunch of shit up to level 70. Forgot to cook. Let him cook. $60 cooking would be nice too. So, yeah, I've seen that. Why is that? Is it better? Is it, like, cheaper over? Like, what is the reasoning for it? There's a lot of things I see on the wiki that I look up that are like, oh yeah, Iron Man players do this. And I'm like, well, why? Super good, super cheap. The bolts sell for $1 each. I mean, that's pretty flawless logic. Good enough, too. I like good enough. Some things I don't believe in as good enough, but when it comes to a bow, I don't know. I do also kind of like making my own shit. My own arrows, that's the word. I like making my own arrows, so I'm not complaining too much on that regard, but... Hey, noob. How's it going, man? How we doing? Instead of needing to gain fletching... Yeah. Or you could just be like me and have a friend that you force to make you, arrowheads. He's bringing me a bunch of mithril and a bunch of adamant arrowheads, and all he asks in return is that I just give him arrows that I make, and I'm like, sure, bro. Absolutely. Hey, yeah, real quick, noob, I also need to mention, if anyone out there is interested, my boy Propoka Noob here can hook you up with that Raid Shadow Legends hookup. He's now sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Pretty big game. I've played it a lot, and if you ever want to join, I'm sure his clan is pretty badass. I might even get back into it if my guy is involved. So, yeah, I'm shouting out Raid, and it's not even sponsoring me. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean, if anyone's interested, anyone wants to try it out for the first time, I know a guy who the support would, A, actually be a benefit to, because he doesn't do anything for himself. He does it all for charity. And B, he's a really good dude. I mean, if you want to get involved, he's a really good dude. So yes, Devious, Iron Man can't trade unless you are in a group Iron Man where you can trade with each other. You also have shared bank storage, but right now, because I'm leaving because we're dissolving the Iron Man group, I can't withdraw. I can only deposit things in the shared storage. Raid, cockroach bug spray. I found that that's just... I don't think I've had to deal with cockroaches, actually. Knock on wood. Is there solo group Iron Man? So, I mean, yes. you could be a part of a group and still not utilize the group aspect of it. Really like all Iron Man is solo, even in a group setting, because like I can do all the skills I want, and my friend Ben can do all the skills he wants. He just so happened to pick and really latch on to mining and smithing, whereas I really latched on to woodcutting, fletching, and magic. And there's a bunch that I really latched onto that he hasn't. There's a bunch that we both are really good at. But he really latched onto smithing, so like I don't make my own arrowheads, and he doesn't make his own arrows. So it's kind of a you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back, but at the end of the day, we're both scratching a back. And the only other stipulation we put on in playing together, Iron Man or no, was that I mentioned this earlier. It was that we can't do quests unless they're the mini quests. We can't do quests without each other. So like we both should be roughly at the same quests completed. I think he's got a couple mini quests completed. But all quests that we do together. The big thing I'm looking forward to, though, and I said this to him earlier, is being able to pick up the shit that people just leave around. I walk to Draenor, and I see just hundreds of seeds that people have pickpocketed and dropped. And I'm like, I will take those because I will use them, even though I hate farming. There was a guy that dropped about 300 maple seeds at the woodcutting guild, which is like almost almost 500 grand at the Grand Exchange. And I'm just like, it's sitting there and I can't do it. I hate it so much. You can see them. So like, if you look at my screen right now, I can see those empty plant pots that someone left. I just can't do anything with it. And that's what I think is the most annoying. If you could only see what what either you dropped or people in your group dropped, I'd be much happier. It's worth a look. Okay, you can't take these items that non-group members have dropped, so they were dropped by someone else. Okay. You had me convinced there for a minute. I thought maybe. Now, those kinds of things, if the world did spawn it, I could pick that up. I can pick up things that spawn, excuse me. I can pick up things that spawn naturally. So, like, the single mind rune by the stairs in Lumbridge Castle, I can pick that up. But the 800 chaos runes that are dropped by a PKer, can't pick those up. If I PK, I could probably pick it up, but I don't do that. Too stressful. Also, I've been PK'd enough times that I just don't like it. I don't ever want to do it. Enjoy a pee. Well, no, I don't think I will. Thank you very much. Well, it seems like my buddy might be out for the night. Yeah, enjoy a pee does seem to be peeing in the ocean. Pee as in using their lobster pot. Well, I did say I was going to go fishing, so let's get this last inventory. And then I guess I will... if I'm flying solo tonight, I will go to the fishing trawler. And I will trawl for some fish. So you hit level 70? Boo! Boo, I say, boo. How dare. How dare. We were brothers in level 69 for something totally unrelated. I was not in agility and you were. I wonder if there are any good RuneScape challenges. I mean, besides these, like... You know, these... Aluminum Man? What would that be? Is that actually a thing? I want to know more about that. I want to be an aluminium man. No grand exchange. Already hate it. You, sir. I crave violence. Holy shit. Or I could do mahogany homes. My crafting's, or my... Bleh. My construction's not bad. I'm 5 levels away from being able to do the next tier. Oh, hey, Devious. I see you pickpocketing over there. God, I wish that... Sometimes I wish that was a thing. That you could just pickpocket players. I don't think there'd be a good reason for it, but it'd be kind of funny. Like, it wouldn't be anything from their pockets, I imagine, because stealing from players without PKing would be kind of like a pain in the butt. But what I think would be interesting is if there was, like, you know, a loot table from players, kind of like ham members. All right, I guess I'll bring my hammer. And now you're gonna do the fairy ring quest for maximum speed. Go! Go, young wizard. What is Fishing Trawler World? I'm gonna go fishing. Gonna go. Get drunk on a boat and go fishing. All right. Aluminum Man. That still gets me. That's still funny as hell. You have to get 30 farming? That man is a pickaxe. Why is that man a pickaxe? Oh God, there's not really a great way to do it unless you have the construction level to do the bagged plants, like bagged trees and stuff. But from what I've seen, like I just kind of have done it. Grow herbs. That's the best thing I can recommend. Grow herbs because you'll eventually need the herbs for herbology anyway. Is this everyone? Oh, there they all are. That is a badass sword. And weird tiny hands and like disproportionate hips. What the hell's going on? Trawler Swift. Oh, that's the person I'm looking at. Trawler Swift. Time to get my contribution to halfway and call it a day. Oh, yeah, I don't know why anyone would do that. Minimal construction experience. I love it. Come on, Kraken. Let's get Kraken. Winter Tote could be fun too. But I said tonight's a fishing night. Nope, never lucky. Yeah. This is the fishing trawler world, so that's all people, well, most of what people are here to do is play the fishing trawler. Alright, my contribution's about high enough. I just want to do one more round. Because I also get fishing experience from doing this, so... I'm making friends. Eh, 180. I'll live with that. I will live with that. I wish these could be skipped, though. Alright, 18 railings fixed for 180. Then we go inspect the net. Discard the arrow, bank all, and we do it again. That whole haul was worth 1,000 experience, which is 1/40th of what I need to level up, basically. So I'm really just hoping to piss a lot of these people off. I don't know why. I just kind of am feeling chaotic. Might as well track the stats. Which I just realized you can't see. There for me. I'm not doing great this run so far. I know there's other things I could be doing on the trawler, but no. This is slightly more fun. I hope someone actually enjoyed that joke. That was a... That joke tasted like chugging old milk. Chunky? That one was also worth 1,000. Hooray! Dude, so good. So right now, this old school RuneScape. Well, you know what? Let me just... I was about to say, let me just read an excerpt from the video script to give you a context into RuneScape. So Jagex got rid of this version of RuneScape in 2013 and replaced it with what is called Modern. It performed so poorly that and the backlash was so intense that after months of Modern's release, Jagex put an old backup of RuneScape 2's source code online for players to relive the glory days. This version is lovingly referred to as old school and originally was members only, but then changed to include a free-to-play model in 2015, just as God intended. So basically, it's an MMO, but it's like it's one of the original MMOs. Out before World of Warcraft was the original classic. The idea is just leveling skills. Level them skills and do it your way is basically the premise. Level skills and do it your way. This minigame in particular is called the Fishing Trawler. And basically, you go out on a boat, and you prevent it from being attacked by a kraken. And if the boat is broken, you repair it. And the bottom of the boat leaks all the time. Like, you can see kind of through this little porthole. There's just holes and water is coming in all the time. So there's people down there filling holes, and that's their contribution. I like to sit up top and attack the octopus and repair the railing, and that's my contribution. Burger King MMO? I would pay for that. I've never played any of the Burger King video games, but I would love a Burger King MMO. I've also wanted to play Toontown, but I never got into Toontown because I think you had to pay for it back in the day. And I never paid for old school RuneScape unless it was my own money. Seriously? Color me interested. I saw someone did a video on it recently, and it got me thinking about Toontown again for the first time in years. Which is such a weird thing to say in 2023. But, like, that's the weird thing about the state of content creation right now, is more and more people are talking about retro and old things than new things. And it's great. It's great. It makes me really happy to hear and to see. And my YouTube feed is filled up with just content about, like, Baten Kaitos and Tales of Fantasia and all the things that I'm also making videos on, but for no discernible reason. I don't know why they'd be in my recommended search feed. I mean, yes. Like, this is my idea generation book. And I've just got, like, pages on pages of when the mood strikes me, just writing down entire video ideas and concepts, and it's just, I've never felt more I don't know, like I just need to get past now the paralysis of making content. I have it all written, I have it all planned, I have a bunch that I'm still writing, but I just need to do it. Okay, 9:55 ain't bad. %18 of our way to a level up, or is that that's 13.5? That's not even 18. I still have a Stranger of Paradise video I have to do. I just realized that. I have it written, I have it basically scripted, I just never did it. Is it too late to do more Stranger of Paradise content? You know, chaos. I mean, in reality, I imagine it's never too late to do anything. But I'm glad. I hope you're doing better though, Noob. You know, I saw you. I saw you had sent your message about, you know, stomach issues, and I hope that gets better. Stomach is the worst thing to have issues with. Like, coming from a fellow GERD, well, not fellow. I don't know if yours is GERD, but coming from a GERD sufferer, yeah, like I get it. GERD, lactose intolerance. I don't think it's IBS. There's no IBS. I don't think there's no IBS in there that I know of, but I mean, there might as well be at this point. Yeah, as a fellow gut sufferer, I get it. It's terrible. Sometimes I wish I had other parts of my body that there were things wrong with, but no. I just have slightly flat feet and terrible gastro health. Well, if you need any, you know, if you need any help, you want to bounce ideas off of someone, I'm sure you've got hundreds of, you know, people you could do that with, but I'm happy to help however I can. Yeah, I do hate that feeling too, though. You're like, you're geared up and ready to go, and then suddenly it's the one downside of being on all the time. Or being a creative who is on all the time. Like, when we're down, it hinders what we do. Because you're not gonna do it. Who else is gonna do it? Which I will say, that's why I've kept this book around, and I find it funny that there's a dog and a waifu on it, but the waifu sticker is just from Play Asia. That's why I keep this book around, though, because if I'm ever, you know, with my full-time job, I don't have a lot of time to sit in front of editing software. I don't have a lot of time to sit in front of Google Docs, because I'm not on my personal computer, and I don't do that kind of shit on work computer. So I just keep this with me, and when I'm not on, I'm on. But I'm not on. I've brought this with me to my in-laws' house when I know there was going to be a lot of downtime in between things. I brought this with me on my trip to Alma, my alma mater, for homecoming. I brought this with me to my parents' house when I go over there. Like, I bring this everywhere. Bro, I love you. So you're good to dump. On, like, you know, if you don't want to do it on stream, you can message me. If you don't want to, you can do it on stream. I don't care which. You're a good person, and I like you a whole lot. So if you want to do that, I'm good with listening. If you're just a rando, not so much. I have limits for random people, but for people I like, we're all good. For Pokenoob's body, it's okay. Just let it go. Let what you're keeping inside you free, flowing like the great waterfalls of Niagara, which is American and Canadian by design somehow. Are you still playing, what's its nuts? The Pokemon Unite? Make like the doors in Baldur's Gate 3 and just open. You quit Unite months ago. Okay. I feel like I don't see anything about them releasing new stuff anymore, but maybe that's because you've stopped retweeting it. Maybe. I don't know. I just like, I mean, I quit playing a long time ago. Like, we did that one night where we did a couple nights. We did that one time where we did a couple nights on stream. I got my short about Glunk. Excuse me. And that was it. I've not had any burning desire to go back. $816. Not great. Yeah, I've not heard it. Honest to God, I've not heard anything good about Omega Strikers, so I would not blame you. Yeah, I guess I kind of am curious. Has Pokemon Unite announced anything? Is it dead? Mimikyu, I guess, came out? Yeah, Mimikyu came out, and Blaziken, and Tyranitar. I don't know. They're not just Pokemon I would have imagined playing that game. It's the community vibe. Just very toxic. That's the problem with a lot of those MOBAs. I feel like the communities get really bad. Half despise and half are diehards. That's all. Yeah, that's a pretty great way of describing the Pokemon community overall. Because that's how I felt about the Teal Mask. I thought it looked fine, but I don't have a burning desire to play it right away. When the other one comes out, I might play it like the day leading up to it. But then all they have to do is tell me that they connect to each other, and then I'll play it. But like, if they're like, what was it, the Scarlet, the Sword and Shield DLC where they didn't connect to each other, I don't want to play both then. The Momotaro trio looked cool though. I have some gripes about designs, but who doesn't? Well, it's just like how also in the mobile game I play, I've kind of fallen off of that again. I have swings where I'll come back to it. But now they've started doing, Pokemon Community is fun, and then they blame Joe from Cerebi for some reason. Yeah, I've always wondered that. Like, that man seems to get a lot of blame for no reason whatsoever. But yeah, my mobile game, The City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, I've been kind of falling off. They're releasing so much content now, but the problem is they're a gacha-based system, so it's literally like new high tier. There are only high tier weapons now or new characters, and it's just like there's so much going on. I don't have the resources to spend on any of this, so I'm done. They're shooting the messenger for no reason. Love it. That is a lot of players stacked up on top of each other. That's usually what it is, yeah. Like, and then the moment you get a new one, you know, the moment you get like Final Fantasy IV's Cecil, you get his ultimate weapon, and then the next week there's someone else, and he's already obsolete. It's like, well, why? What's the point? I just spent all my resources on that, and then blah, blah, blah. So, I've given up. I've only gone into draw recently, like do my free draws, but even then, I'm kind of like, if I get him, I'm not going to do anything with it. I just don't. It's hard to want to care. And I kind of feel like I was the same way with Unite and League of Legends. Anytime I have to buy a character or spend resources to get a weapon or a skin or something, I'm just always like 50-50. Raid is... So... Yeah, every so often I go back to League. My buddy Logris Master really loves League of Legends, so we go back every so often. It's fun to play against bots, but the moment you go up against real people is where I'm just like, nope. But that's the problem. It's good. The gameplay is fun and exciting, and it's like enjoyable, and the community just makes me want to punch myself in the face. But honestly, I hate that Raid is considered a gacha because it doesn't feel like it. Like, because you get the items and gear and stuff just by playing the game. Yeah, I've heard that's basically the way to go. Very peaceful. When are we playing ARAM? I thought they got rid of ARAM. I'd be up for some ARAM. All random, all mid. Oops, all mids. And then we all play junglers, and it's great. Yeah, that's what it was. They got rid of the maps. I couldn't remember if they got rid of ARAM or the map. Okay, so they do have a maps, or some maps still, but not the original. Whoa, spooky Halloween person. Scary. I'm still trying to find a good time to do the Golden Sun thing because, like, my weekends are just all busy, and I hate it. I might have one. Might have one. We could always do it as a Christmas special, too. Dress in our best Christmas jumpers and play Golden Sun and sip on eggnog. Play Golden Sun. So it's like a basic every day in December for me, but, you know, we'll be doing it for charity. So it's different. I hope your health starts cooperating. So I also have a confession, and I'm saying this because I know you'll care. The Golden Sun script is still not done. I'm on page 15 though, and I'm at my concluding thoughts. So I'm expecting like another 3 pages, maybe 4. It's getting long. The problem is, like, I was doing good. I was doing great. And then, like, 3 things happened. Someone reached out to me and was like, hey, I have the world's largest collection of Golden Sun merch. And I was like, that's bullshit. That doesn't exist. They do. So I interviewed them, I sent them a bunch of questions, and I got, you know, I'm waiting to hear back on a video response from them. And then I was like, this one I gotta get an aid. I gotta get an aid. I was like, okay, well, you know, it's funny, I'm doing all this research, and one thing I realized is there's not a just walkthrough of Golden Sun. There was the one that was published in Nintendo Power Advance, which was part of like 4 walkthroughs. It came with 4 walkthroughs, and it was a Nintendo Power at the same time. And then there's the one that you and I have, Noob, the one that's like Prima guides. So I started digging. Japan got a Golden Sun strategy guide. It's literally the strategy guide that I've wanted for years for Golden Sun. And it exists. It's called the Perfect Navi. It's in Japanese, so I can't understand it, but like, we're talking, there's artwork in here that I've never seen before. Like, there's this artwork, and this sent me on that picture right there sent me on a frickin' spirit quest to try and find where it originated. So that was great. And I was like, okay, now I think I'm finally done talking about all the things that people don't normally talk about in Golden Sun videos, because that was my point. I want to talk about things that people don't talk about. I don't want to just do the same 5 things that everyone does. And then the art director for Golden Sun, The Lost Age, and Dark Dawn joined Instagram and started just posting all of their like behind the scenes drafts and artwork for Golden Sun and the other games. So like artwork for Eclipse and Judgment and Sibel, and then artwork for a summon that was never released. work that isn't in the game. Concepts. So I started digging into that. Literally like a page of the script, like a whole page out of the 15 I've written so far is the plot. Like I spent a page just talking about the plot. Let that sink in. Maybe a page and a half if I'm feeling, if I'm feeling dirty. But like a page and a half maximum of just the plot. Everything else is just the lore. Hey, what's up, hero? They did. It's like the internet, it's like the world knew that I was going to be talking about this, and I'm a moron, and I'm also, like, obsessed with Golden Sun. Maybe. And they were just like, yeah, let's just dump all this stuff we've been holding on to. And it's just ridiculous, like... Honestly, I picked the best time to do it. I'm glad I didn't try and get it done in, for like a window of Golden Sun's anniversary or anything like that. I'm glad I waited. Because I've had a concept for a Golden Sun video planned for like 2 years. I have an original script for a different one that was more like... More calmly narrated. Did you know that Camelot Software Planning was the original father of Waluigi? Like, I had one like that I was working on, and now I'm like, it's gonna be fun. I cannot wait to make that one. Don't know when that one's going to be, because like I said, I need to finish the script. But also, I mean, it's Golden Sun. It's near and dear to my heart. Like, this is... You're kind of right, noob. This may be my magnum opus. And the worst part, it's just about Golden Sun 1. It's not even about the Lost Age or the franchise as a whole. It's just Golden Sun for the Game Boy Advance, the first game. 15 plus pages. I swear to God, Lost Age will probably be longer. It won't. And if Golden Sun does do well on the Switch GBA, which I don't even know if it's come out yet, if it does well and eventually gets a remaster, I'm going to be making that video day one. Like, that's going to be... It might be the first time in my life I ever rob a game developer and, steal the game so I can get it early kind of deal. Yeah, and speaking of health and everything, how are you feeling, hero? Still sitting on that ice pack? All my friends are feeling bad right now, and I hate it. I want to give you all hugs. You're all getting hugs here. Come on. Bring it in. Bring it in. There we go. There we go. There. Yeah, I imagine that's going to be one that takes a hot minute. Dude, Thousand Year Door remake is going to be great. Hey, Edu! Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the party. Yeah, I mean, overall, it's like a tiny bit of pain compared to all of that. Like that A, that your wife or that your partner would have had to go through, but B, I mean, yeah. And if you do ever decide that you guys want kids, you can always adopt. Because the adoption system needs help. I do smell good. I smell like a They smell like a crunch wrap tonight. I don't know if I can legally call what I made a Crunchwrap Supreme because we didn't have dairy-free sour cream. And I also spiced my meat well. Taco meat, not, you know. Yeah, that's, when you said that, I was very surprised. Just because, like we said it, like we were talking about, it feels like an elective thing. But the fact, hey, I mean, the fact that insurance covered it. What? How did you break another one? Y'all are out here breaking your Nintendo Switches, and I'm just still rocking the original one. Man, I got a rusty sword. I need that. I'm just waiting for Bot and Kaitos to break my Switch. So yeah, I knew you'd upgraded to the OLED, but what's this new Switch that you bought? Was this to replace one, or was this a or is this just a newer model? Like, is it the Mario one? I saw the Mario one. That one actually looked kind of cool. Bro, the GameCube is, I don't know what people are saying. The GameCube is a delicate baby. I almost broke mine working on it. Game Boy Advance, now that's a beast. OG Game Boy, even more of a tank. It's those damn Canadian Switches. Bought yours at launch, you got your girlfriend hers at launch. Bought the BDSP Switch Lite. I bought your girlfriend a Lite. Your girlfriend's best here. Oh, that's sweet though. Oh my god. You're a good dude, Hero. Respect. We're still trying to convince my father-in-law to play his. I think mine just gets a beating because I have an annoying cat. Soba really likes when the GameCube is on. Still, that's a pretty good deal. It warms up the room, right? When I have the PS2 running is his favorite because that thing is just it's also one of the only disc-based things I use anymore. So he loves when that runs cuz he can hear it and it also just heats up and warms everything up. I've been thinking about upgrading to one of the PS2s or PS1s that just has the SD system in it as well. I think it's called the X Station. Ugh. But they're just expensive. Soba likes to sit on top of computers and he somehow knows where power buttons are. Weird cat, man. Yeah. I used to have an OG PS2, the fat one. I would like to go back to that one day if I can. The Slim is fine. Slim is just harder to mod if I remember correctly. I actually have two Slims, so I could just mod one. So there's a mod I do want to do. It's called the M3 chip. There's this guy who makes replicas of games that either A, don't exist in America, or B, are like limited run, limited print kind of deal. And he has a copy. He has a listing for Tales of Phantasia PS1, which is like, it's the patched version of the Japanese one, so it's really good. But in order to play it, you need an M3 chip modded PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2. So I have a Slim that I'm thinking of just biting the bullet and getting made into that. Yes. I have looked at Sea of Stars. I am interested. I do have interest in it, but I have Baten Kaitos for Switch right now, and I'm started and I'm playing through Tales of Symphonia on Switch. Because I fucking love Tales of Symphonia. I'm just basically using my Switch to play all my GameCube games again. Really looking forward to, I didn't get to say it when Noob said it, but I'm really looking forward to, as we all are, I'm sure, looking forward to Paper Mario Thousand Year Door coming to Switch. I have a mighty need for that game back in my life. Alright, do like one or two more. Maybe a few more. Well, I realized I've also only done like 2 Breaking the Backlog videos, and they're all on Switch games, and I'm like, well, I might as well keep it up with another Switch game. I also am glad I waited. I bought Tales of Symphonia day 1 when it came to Switch, because it's me. But I'm glad I waited to start playing it, because they finally did like a lot of the big patchwork to it. So it's now like good and it works well. Knocked out all 2 Xenoblade games, and you have Tales and Digimon running on the Switch right now, which Digimon just came out with a 2-pack, right? Relatively recently, the Hacker's Memory and the other one, Cyber Sleuth 2-pack or something. I have them on the PS4. They're pretty good. Was there a .hack remaster on Switch? That'd be the right platform for it. Two-pack was great. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I thought. God, the .hack GU remaster was on Switch too. My God. The Switch is just perfect for JRPGs. I don't think, granted, it's not got a lot of new ones, but I don't think anyone can complain about the lack of JRPG representation on the Switch. That thing is made for it. Like traveling and going on long trips, play long games, play RPGs on the road. It's perfect. That's honestly the only, I will say that's one of the main reasons I really do want to get an OLED. Mostly because, like I said, I'm also running the base original model Switch. But you know, the OLED, the moment I get it, they're going to announce the new one. So yeah, there is. It's because it's perfect the way it is. Yeah, it does have a lot of visual novels too, doesn't it? There's so many other games that would be perfect on the Switch too. Like, I mean, another Golden Sun would be perfect. Resurrecting the Shining series, I think, would be great for the Switch because we just had, you know, Triangle Strategy. The Shining Soul series, not just Shining Force, but Shining Soul, could be a fun little return to the Switch. That Scarlet and Violet edition did look really nice. I hate that I hate that I like that one. That's the other thing. I mostly play it handheld, but like a lot of big games, I do prefer sitting at my I prefer watching it on the TV, or I'll move it out to the couch. I will say I do kind of want to get a new dock. Will the OLED work on the original dock, or is the OLED dock different where it won't work for the original Switch? Because like, if I had multiple docks, that'd be nice. So the OLED will work on the original, and the original works on the OLED. That's nice. Leave it to Nintendo to have that backwards innovative thinking. Hate them for a lot of things, but love them for that. You just can't use the Ethernet if you dock an older one on the OLED. Really? Interesting. I also forgot that the OLED had Ethernet on the dock. No, see, that's the other thing. I've heard Digimon Survive was great. I think it just was different than what everyone was expecting. Which is sad, because it means that when companies innovate and try new things, they, people just don't like it. And it's sad to hear, but like, more companies should be able to innovate. Your only complaint is that battles are slow for a tactical. Yeah, that was, I think that was the big complaint. Was that A, it was tactical, and B. But see, I always hear people complain about turn-based. People just don't like turn-based games anymore. It makes me start wondering if people ever actually did like turn-based to begin with. Or were we all just gaslit into believing we like turn-based strategy games? Personally, I don't. I think turn-based strategy is the right way to go. I don't do well with the, like, what was it? The Final Fantasy VII Remake, where you could run around and just jump around in the air. Like, Kingdom Hearts, I'm pretty good with, but I had years of practice with Kingdom Hearts. But like any other game, I'm not a fan. I don't do good with it. Yeah, active time battle. Final Fantasy 13 was fine, because it was still kind of turn-based, I feel like. But yeah, like, turn-based strategy, that's my shit. But not, I will say, but not Pokemon turn-based. I'm starting to kind of move away from the concept of Pokemon turn-based. Pokemon's battle system needs an update, and not just a new mechanic. It needs something new, something fresh. You know, yeah, I will agree with you. I have problems with 13. But honestly, most of my problems come from the fact that it had like multiple sequels that tried to correct it. Just let your game exist as a good or bad game. Legends Arceus, yeah. Legends Arceus was a great concept. With attack styles and like freedom to move around the battlefield and having the trainer actively part of it. That's pretty great. I loved watching my wife play it. And she was hated by the Americans, right? They didn't like her because she was like a Mary Sue or something. Or that they thought. I don't remember. All I remember is that people did not like Final Fantasy 13 in America at first. Well, hell, speaking of Pokemon Go, I think that battle system works. I don't think it should be implemented in every mainline Pokemon game, but I like the concept of everyone kind of being able to attack as many times as they want, attacks having a timer, so you can't just spam Fire Blast all the time. But like, you know, using your base attacks to build up power to your larger attacks. I like that concept. Let me play as Larry, damn it. Let me play as a depressed salaryman. Oh, that's absolutely true. I just don't stop playing Pokemon Go. I just walk. I hate that Pokeball controller. Like it was a great idea. The Pokeball Plus controller was a great idea, and then it just, I feel like they didn't do it. They didn't do it justice. Pokewalker comeback. I would be so happy. I don't know where they... Actually, there's an IR blaster on the bottom of one of the Joy-Cons. So in theory, you could use a Pokewalker. You could do that, yeah. You could have like a Pokewalker, and I'm sure you could do it with a different signal other than IR, but I'm just thinking like, yeah, you could probably make that work. I love the Pokewalker. That was we had a group of friends in high school that we would get together for breakfast in the mornings, like when we had the senior days or like the state testing days. We'd get together and we'd hang out and we'd all whip out our Pokewalkers and just like point them at each other and, you know, trade and do. Oh my god, where is it? Well, I can't find it. It's over there somewhere in my shelf. But you know, it's funny. The closest thing we've got to it that I actually think is pretty, you know, the closest thing we've got to something like the Pokewalker is the Digivice, the Digimon DM wrist toy, but also like step counter and everything. I just wish it was a little slimmer. That's my only problem. Like, I love my Apple Watch. I just wish this thing was slimmer. But I love this thing. How did you know I have one? Because, I mean, look at me. I've got 3 frickin'... Thanks to you sending those in, by the way. That video is going to go up at some point. Because of you, I have 3 of the little Digipets, and I love them so much. Continue to throw all the Digimon shit my way, because I'm so happy that we live in a time where Digimon is back. The band all... Really? Your band pops off? I feel like mine is on nice and tight. Oh, wait. Nope. I'm seeing that it's not. I am seeing now that the band is not on tight. That is depressing. Okay, where am I supposed to take these swords? Tyndall Marchant. Oh, he's on the lower docks. All right, that's iron, and I think, yep, that's done. I'm gonna try the 2 more I have, though. Black sword, and iron. Okay. Just gonna keep grabbing planks. Yeah, so I mean, you all maybe know this if you've watched my shit at this point, or know just by talking to me. I do love Digimon a lot. I actually can, with 100% certainty, say I love Digimon more than Pokemon at this point. I really like Digimon. I feel like the anime has always been better. And maybe it's because, like, I don't have to listen to Pikachu all the time. And I can just, you know, listen to them talk like people. And I like that. The movie's phenomenal, no matter what anyone says. All right, I'm done fishing. I'm heading back to my home. That's the wrong teleport combination, Colin. Oh boy, an NVIDIA GeForce driver. Hooray. It's more enjoyable to me. The Pokemon movies are phenomenal. The games are always slightly more enjoyable, but Digimon just felt like it had a better premise overall. Digital monsters. There were stakes. They weren't great stakes, but they were stakes. Oh, what's the lamp? How's the lamp work again? Current level multiplied by 10. Current level multiplied by 10. So, what's close? You know what? Smithing is close. Let's just get that taken care of. Let's polish that off. Oh boy, I can make that stupid Shazian shit. Hate that. Going back to what you were saying, though, I absolutely agree that the Pokeball Plus controller, or whatever it was called, great little piece, just could have been better. AKA could have had more use. Like, let me I can't remember if you actually can like mimic throwing it in Let's Go, but let me mimic throwing it more. Or let me just throw it. Let me just throw it. Come on, let me just throw it. Let me just throw it. Ugh. So unfortunately, no Baldur's Gate this week. Again, Austin is stateside from Scotland, and he's flying back to Scotland tomorrow. So he'd be getting in Thursday. So we are taking another week off. Hopefully that means we'll get 2 weeks in a row, but you never know. I'm looking forward to it though. I'm also looking forward to the fact that my I think I got my Iron Man dropped. No, but it's still there. Eventually it will go away, and I can immediately head over to the Grand Exchange and bankrupt the world. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and call it here. This is a pretty solid place to stop. Thank you everyone for hanging out tonight. Hopefully tomorrow will be just as enjoyable. Hope to see you all back here then, and till then, keep on keeping on. Have a good night, hero.